If you don't know much about living in a country you are moving to, you might waste your whole monthly budget there in the first few days on food, accommodation, getting around, and whatnot. Tourist guides are usually sponsored, so they will guide you to where you are supposed to be wasting your money. I lived in several countries, and before moving into any one of them, I would make sure that I know somebody there, somebody who can show me around. This would always save me time, money, and trouble. You know, it's really nice when somebody meets you at the airport, drives you to the place rented for you, and walks with you the whole first week, showing you everything you need to know and what to avoid. I know some people offer it as a service, but I don't know anybody I could sincerely recommend. By the time you figure out about the Costa Rican stores, their prices and quality, you might spend much more money than you want to. If you don't have a friend here who can help you, I can do it for you. Here is a brief outline of the major Costa Rican stores, their price, quality, starting with the most expensive down to more democratic ones. The top notch here is Automercado. It has a great choice of high quality products. Nearly everything you would expect to find in an average American or Canadian supermarket. The prices are very high. Ordinary people on a budget rarely shop there. The next I would name Walmart. Surprise! Unlike Walmart in Canada or in States, where it has very reasonable prices compared to other stores, the Costa Rican Walmart is very expensive. Next is BM. This chain offers high quality groceries, some household items and kitchenware. Prices and quality are above average, often with interesting discounts. The next is my favorite, Pequeño Mundo. It has some groceries and a wide choice of everything else. Tools, furniture, kitchenware, household stuff, cosmetics, school items, some automotive, sporting goods, just like Walmart but less. A very small selection of fresh grocery in Pequeño Mundo is very expensive. Everything else is not. 1/3 to about a half of what you would pay elsewhere. Then I would name Mega Super. There are not many of them. The selection is good, prices are still a little high. Then comes the most popular grocery store in Costa Rica, Pali, selling mostly low quality groceries. And its larger version, Maxi Pali, that in addition has some household items. The prices are the lowest because most of what it sells is junk. I believe Pali is a subsidiary of Walmart, where it dumps its surplus. Alcohol in Costa Rica sold everywhere, in every store, every supermarket. I believe there is no limit on how late at night you can buy it. I never bought alcohol here, so I cannot tell you for sure. Now, fruits and vegetables are also sold everywhere and in specialized fruit-vegetable stores, where the choice is better, quality is better, and the prices are lower. But the Costa Rican government controls the produce prices on a daily basis. So the prices for fruits and vegetables will be more or less same across these fruit-vegetable stores. Then every town has its own stores, from local supermarkets all the way down to tiny shops in back rooms of their owners' houses. There you can find both groceries of the bottom quality, mostly junk food, and some household items, basic tools, some kitchenware, some hardware, and so on. Everything you might need when the next supermarket is 20 miles away. Finally, every town and large village in Costa Rica holds its own fair, usually once a week. These fairs may look impressive, but the prices there are even more impressive, very high. This is because of us, foreigners. The expats go to the fairs to socialize with other expats, while tourists are going there for authentic food and souvenirs. Just don't get me wrong. The term quality doesn't pertain to many items, so there is no need to overpay for them. You might very well get good quality grocery from Automercado while going to Pali for sugar, rice, canned food, paper towels, matches and other generic stuff. And now for the non-grocery shopping in Costa Rica. You may have noticed that I mention kitchenware whenever there is some to mention. This is because I love cooking, and good kitchen tools is my weakness. So I cannot omit the largest Costa Rican kitchenware store, Tips. You find, I believe, everything there related to cooking and kitchen, both domestic and commercial. Prices are astronomical, but 60, maybe 80 or more % of what you can find in tips, you won't find anywhere else in Costa Rica. But for what you can find elsewhere, in tips you will pay double, triple or more, so beware. The next most expensive chain stores are Monge, Goyo, M Express and Curaçao. I hope I pronounce these names right. I never call them by their first names. There you can find all kinds of household stuff, from phones to toasters, fridges, stoves, motorcycles. Everything is very expensive. Many price tags show monthly payments. Also, I got my last phone there. It was a good deal. El Rey is a very reasonably priced chain store here. It has everything household, kitchenware, some tools, cosmetics, shoes, again automotive sporting goods, no food, but for some reason huge candy department. Another one I like is Econo. It has pretty reasonable prices on clothes, kitchenware, household items, some shoes. I believe Econo is a sort of collective outlet of other larger stores. Because it often holds sales on brand new items which you never see there again. Tools and construction materials in Costa Rica can be found in specialized hardware stores called ferreterias. Most Costa Ricans constantly build something or repair what they built earlier, so there are several ferreterias on every corner of every village. Tools are very expensive in Costa Rica, especially by the fancy brands such as DeWalt, Bosch. Less famous names can be quite reliable and cost much less. I like Total, for example. My favorite tool shop here is Infesa. It has big yet ever-changing choice of both new and used tools. Electric, hydraulic, pneumatic, everything from screwdrivers to table saws, chainsaws, generators. The Infesa prices are very reasonable, yet I always get there a huge discount. Maybe because I've established good relationships with our Infesa personnel. Speaking of which, in Costa Rica you can bargain, not in the large shops like Walmart or El Rey, but in medium to small ones, bargain all you want. Construction materials are sold in ferreterias, but for wood I usually go to aserraderos, specialized, usually small wood processing factories, where the choice is better, quality more or less same as ferreterias, and the prices are definitely lower, especially if you buy in bulk. If ferreterias offer mostly pine wood, aserraderos also have teak, melina, pochote, cedro and other local fancy wood types. Again, many of these aserraderos are small, owned by individuals with whom you can establish good relationships, which again entails better quality, better prices and better delivery terms. In my not too humble opinion, it is better to establish good relationships with everybody you plan to have any relationships at all. This is a strange statement coming from a professional sociopath. I'm still growing. There are also duty-free zones at or near borders, of course, such as Jerusalem Plaza, a huge mall at the Panama border on the Pacific side. It has hundreds of small stores. Some of it is really cheaper if you don't mind a long ride and the possible encounter with border authorities. There is also Golfito, a small town north of Panama border, also on the Pacific side. It has a duty-free zone with an annual purchase limit of $2,500 with any ID. Just like any duty-free, I think it's expensive, but some people find it worth the drive. Again, give it a shot. But before hitting the road, make sure it's still open. There were rumors about closing it. The town itself is quite nice, reminds me of Halifax in Canada, only without huge lobsters and 200% humidity. That's all I have to say about Costa Rican stores. I'm sure I missed some. Feel free to add what you think should be on this list. To finish this post, I want to help you dealing with the local currency, colones. Even if you are filthy rich, it's always nice to know how much something costs. What you paid for a breakfast, like $5-7 or $20-13, preferably in the currency you are familiar with, like American dollars. But you don't want to pull out your phone every time to convert every price tag you see. So behold my quick conversion formula. 1 American dollar is about 500 Costa Rican colones. And here is what you can do about it. 2 steps. First, multiply the number before the comma by 2. And second, replace the 3 zeros after the comma or the word thousand with the word dollars. That's it. If there is a large number after the comma, 400, 500, 600, Add $1 to the result, or just ignore it. All you need at this point is the order of magnitude. Some examples. 3,000 colognes, $6. 4,500 colognes, $9. 25,000 colognes, $50. 128,000 colognes, $256. Sorry, I was a computer guy. After a few tries, you will convert it automatically. And don't worry that the result is not precise. First, the exchange rate is never exactly 500. Second, it fluctuates all the time. Anyway, in those rare occasions when you do need an exact exchange rate, the cashier will do it for you. That's it. I hope it was interesting and useful. If you have any questions, hit me.